for the pin.
Go for the pin wrestling review show. Mickie Q and King V.
Go for the pin.
Have a nice day every day.
Go for the pin.
Go for the pin.
Weekly wrestling review show. Keep killing it.
Happy New Year. Welcome to Go for the Pin, episode 68. And we're back. And we're black. With your boys, Mickie Q and
I'm just here to curse out Tony Khan. I'm sorry. My bad. For those who forgot, just in case you're new here, hey, I'm King V, aka Little Nas X Pac, and we are here.
Sean's gonna like that one.
We're here to talk about wrestling.
And we're back. First show of the year. So we're back. For those that missed us, we're here. We missed you guys too. We're glad to be back. But I will let King V get right into this. Go ahead, King V. It's a new year and a new day, right? So
new day, same whiteness, a white adjacentness.
Okay.
Man, oh man. Wow, fuck Tony Khan. Let's go ahead and start there. Let's just get it out. Just fuck Tony Khan. Fuck Tony Khan, Sammy Guevara, Britt Baker, MID, Tay Conti. A lot of y'all are goofy over there in AEW. Shout outs to the countless, well, not countless, I'm exaggerating here. Shout outs to the very few black talent that took up for Big Swole and then folded. I guess I'm the man of the hour right now. Wow, and shout outs to y'all that signed AEW that cooned for a spot just to get GTS. Okay, I'm so tired, man. Big Swole did not deserve any of the vitriol that she's received over the past week. Has it been a week? Yeah, it's been about a week. Over the past a week and a half.
Week and few days, yeah.
A lot of you really were pressed to cape for Tony Khan, and a lot of you didn't listen to the podcast that Swole was on, or even read the article. Y'all didn't read. And that's one of the many problems with this wrestling fandom. Y'all didn't read. For the past couple of months, I've been very irritated with wrestling Twitter in general for how they find a new black woman to drag every couple of weeks. Yeah. It's like literally Swole, Jade, Naomi. Why? It's like Swole made a criticism, a valid one. It's a valid one. And if you read what she said, if you read the words that were right there, if you looked at every single letter that was put together to make a word, all the words put together to make a sentence, all those sentences put together to make a paragraph, you would understand that there was no vitriol towards Tony Khan, but being a man with money, he got in his feelings because he was criticized for something that was actually true, because all the black people are on dark, with the exception of maybe two.
Yeah. And
I love how a lot of the AEW fans was like, well, Nyla Rose, well, Scorpio Sky. Okay, so two people diversity does not make. And we know Y'all love to trot out Nyla Rose because she crosses all the T's and dots all the I's, and
Yeah.
it's irritating because it's like every time Black women talk about their experiences in anything,
Yeah.
there's always somebody coming to really try to knock that down. And for the fact that Tony Khan doubled down on that
Yeah.
more than once, like it makes it hard, and it makes it hard to enjoy wrestling. I'm always going to support the talent, but it's very hard to enjoy wrestling knowing that these are the people that's behind it.
Yeah. Oh God, I'm sorry.
Shout outs to a couple of AEW, some AEW, black AEW wrestlers that took up for Big Swole in the beginning and then folded like origami.
They got bills.
Folded like a fitted sheet, folded like a fresh towel. You folded like a napkin. Okay, you fold. Oh my God, folded. And then when Black women talk about how some Black men don't support them, y'all get mad.
Yeah.
But we see it. And I'm sorry. For me, for King B, I'm only going to see for King B here. A check is not worth my soul or my fucking dignity. And Jesus. But I will want to say shout out to Darius Lockhart, who stood by his feelings about Swole.
Yeah.
Shout out. That is how you fucking do. That is how you do it.
Hey, John, Happy New Year, bro. We back.
Like what the fuck? And take girl, mamas, listen, okay? Because she decided that she was going to tweet during this debacle.
Yeah.
That it's not a diversity problem. With me being Latina, da 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 da. Girl. Okay, let's have a discussion, because I remember those tweets. Latinas do it better. The comments that you made about Xia Li. I remember those. I've seen them. Okay, number one. And number two.
What did she say about Xia Li?
We'll get there.
Okay.
It's not about you. Yes, you are Latina. Yes, we know that.
Yeah. But
you are a white one. Let's talk about the Black Latinos who've been dragged before. For example, since we're going into 2022, still fuck Tessa Blanchard, how La Rosa Negra was treated.
Yeah.
And for you to say that, you can say, okay, that's not my experience. Okay, fine. That may not have been of your experience. But you know what you could have said? Nothing. You could have said nothing. You could have left Tony Khan out there to die.
Yeah.
And for the fact that so many people doubled down, it's so crazy watching this in real time. And then when the Black women, wrestlers or not, take up for Big Swole, they get attacked also. They get their pages suspended. They get kicked off of Twitter. They get their pages locked.
Yeah.
But nothing happens. And the tweet is still, Tony Khan's dumbass tweet is still up.
Yeah.
It's still up.
Yeah.
And, for me, if I was a Black town, I'd be sitting there like, well, if you want to say that shit about her, what the fuck are you saying about me?
Yeah.
And we'll get to Jade in a second. I'm not cursing out Jade. I promise. We'll get to Jade in a second and how a lot of y'all treated what happened on AEW as a response to it, which, no, you're wrong.
Man, they picked Jade to win that title in October.
In the beginning.
Okay.
But
okay.
Whatever. Yeah. But it's so aggravating watching this happen in real time. Knowing that it's going to happen to another Black female wrestler. knowing that it's gonna happen to another black female in wrestling media. It's aggravating. It pisses me off. And I'm gonna stand 10 toes down. I stand with Swole. She did not deserve any of that.
Yeah.
And for the fact that she's still getting tweets about it, people are talking about her child.
Yeah.
In which let's go ahead. I don't have a child. I'm not a father, and I'm pretty sure I'd be in jail if I was.
Yeah.
Why are you talking about children? Like off rip, that'll put your ass in the fucking ground.
Yeah.
I put you in the ground if you talk about my child.
Yeah.
Point blank. Like, don't put innocent parties in this. Yeah. You're telling her to unalive herself. Really?
Yeah, that was wild.
Because she stood up for what she believed in. She left because she didn't like the way that the country, excuse me. Well, fuck that. The company is going. Yeah. And then Tony Khan had nothing, had nice things to say previously, but now because she heard his little fifi, he wants to say shit like that. You naming 8 black people out of a roster of maybe a good 100, and out of those good 100, maybe a good 10%, maybe 10, 15, 20% are black.
Yeah. So, all right.
One more thing.
Yeah, got it.
Tony Khan decided to say that, I'm brown. Okay, let's go ahead and stop this shit right here. Black and people of color. This is why I don't put them together. Because a lot of non-black people of color hold very anti-black sentiments. Yeah. So, fuck Tony Khan. Today, tomorrow, yesterday, next week, next month. And he can hear this.
Yikes.
I don't care.
Yeah.
And fuck all you niggas. Oh, wait, hold on. Fuck all you cooling ass niggas, too.
Yeah.
The times that you could have stood your ground behind a black woman, you folded. You folded. That's disappointing. You should be ashamed of yourself. Like, I'm just saying, on some real shit, you should be ashamed of yourself. How are you gonna fold? You big bad on Twitter, think you folded. You folded. You know how when babies come out the womb and their legs are like crossed like a crab claw? Yeah. You folded like that. You folded. You folded. Okay. Quite a few of you folded.
They did.
And it's disgusting. It really is. It's not just disgusting. It's disappointing. It really is. It really is.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Because this shit pissed me off, and I've been holding this in for a week now.
I know.
I could have went long, and I'm not gonna go longer than this. When black women state their experiences, there should be no reason as to why you want to spin it to something else or make it about you.
Right. Because
a lot of times in business, in sports, you see how they treat black female athletes. You see it across sports. You see how they do Serena Williams, Naomi Osaka. Oh my God, gymnast. It's a couple of them.
What's her name?
Oh my God.
Shakira?
Regardless, all the black gymnasts.
Shakira, I think was a track.
No, it's track star. Well, yeah. Shakira, her too.
Yeah.
You see it across platforms. You see it across sports. And when they speak up from themselves, it's always a problem because everybody expects them to not or to be a good Negro. And some of y'all can be a good Negro. You could be a good Negro over there. You can go ahead and tap dance, shuck and jive, and coon all by yourselves. Because when it comes down to it, black women always show up for us. And when I say us, I mean black men.
Yeah.
I'm talking to the niggas now.
Yeah.
They always show up for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's do the same without going over their voices. You can show up without overspeaking them or overpowering their voice. You can do that. It's very possible. Some of you can't do it. A lot of you can't do it, but it's possible. Jesus.
Okay.
Fucking idiots.
V said a lot, so
Idiots.
I'm not gonna stay on it for too long. All I'm gonna say, I know V, I know. All I'm gonna say is like, because originally I'm like, because V has sent me the Tony Khan tweet, and I'm just looking at this like, just shaking my head, just like, you know what? Originally I was just gonna stay out of it, right? But then thinking about it some more, and just reading and like actually reading what he said, he could have. My thing is, right? Let's go to what Swole said initially, right? That her issue was with diversity. I went back, you know, unlike a lot of you that's watching this video or listening to us on audio, I actually went back. And
they're not watching or listening to this show.
Well, yeah, I guess you got a point there.
Yeah.
But for those of you that may have gone back and listened to what Swole said, I'm talking about the whole podcast that she did, not
The
just
entire one.
Right, not just a headline, you know, on some news article or like some news page or whatever. Like the actual podcast she did. If you actually went back and listened to the podcast, she wasn't necessarily talking about just diversity on the show. That's not what her point was. She was actually talking about diversity at a higher level with the EVPs, with the talent relation people, the coaches, everything like that. She said she wanted more representation, right? It wasn't necessarily just on Dynamite, because I'm not gonna sit up here and say that there's no diversity in AEW. I'm not gonna say that. What she and that's not what she was saying.
That's not what she
either.
said.
She didn't say that. She said that she would like to see more diversity, more representation, more of a presence for Black people, you know, and more and just more opportunities given besides just working dark and what's the other show? Elevation, you know, that nobody really watches.
And she also mentioned other people of color. She also said that there should be more representation for them also. So a lot of y'all motherfuckers looking funny and the like. But go ahead, Mike. So
yeah. So I just wanted to say that, like, if you guys are gonna like respond to what she's saying, at least listen to what she actually had to say. You know, that's my whole thing. She said a lot. It was like an hour podcast. She said a lot on that, and I listened to the whole podcast. Right, so that's the first point. That she wasn't saying that there was no diversity. She wasn't saying that Black people don't get opportunities. She wasn't.
They don't.
But she wasn't even calling Tony. She wasn't even calling Tony racist. Like that wasn't her point.
She never said racist.
She never said that. I know. That's what I'm saying. She never said that. So just wanted to clear that up. Swole never said those things. Right? Yep. Tony could have easily, like I said, he could have said nothing. Like you said, right? He could have said nothing. Easy. But if he did feel some type of way about her saying that there was no diversity, right? And then because if I remember the tweet correctly, he started naming, like you said, like 10 or 11 Black people that he had on the roster, and you know, saying that they all got opportunities. This person got to win. This person got to win. Whatever he said. If he would have stopped there and just promoted the match, then I probably wouldn't have had an issue with what Tony said. He went in to personally attack Swole's wrestling ability.
Did. Yep.
That's where my issue is. Like, I don't have the issue that everybody had with him naming the Black people on his route. Whatever. I don't care about that. My issue was that you chose to personally attack her when she did not personally attack you. She did not call you racist. She did not say anything bad personally about you. As a matter of fact, if you listen to the podcast, as I keep referring back to, she actually gave Tony props. She said Tony was one of the nicest guys that she met, that he always looked out for them. If you listen to what she was saying, they went to a bar, Tony take the whole tab. They go out to eat, Tony take the whole tab. So if you listen to what she actually was saying, she was not saying that Tony was a mean person or anything like that, right? I'm talking about the original podcast, because she did a follow-up a few days ago, and I listened to it, right? So And she was just, it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. Like, and that was her word. She was like, it's embarrassing to say that Swole. However you guys feel about, maybe Swole is not your cup of tea as far as wrestling ability. I think Swole's
because
great.
there's quite a few people that's on that roster that shouldn't be on there.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna leave that alone.
Yeah, but that's my thing, right? Like, okay, you don't have to like her wrestling ability, right?
Doing
but to say that she's not
tables and shit. But if Red Velvet did the same motherfucking thing, oh, she can't fucking wrestle. Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go ahead and read Tony's tweet. The top two AEW execs are Braun, me and Mecca. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. Jade, Bowens, Caster, Dante, Nyla, Isaiah, and Mark Quinn, my black friends, all won on TV this month. The TBS title tour. Look at my African American over there. The TBS title tournament has been very diverse. I let Swole's contract expire as I felt her wrestling wasn't good enough. So you go ahead and
that's the part. That's the part that bothered me.
Because, child, some of y'all should stay. Anyway, but it's just to attack. I'm sorry, Mike. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, just to what you was about to say, to attack her personally. Here's my thing, right? If you wanted to clear up, I think what he was trying to do, with his intent, quote unquote, but behind all of that was to, because Swole said she left, right? And he's trying to say, no, I didn't resign her, right? And I think that's where the miscommunication comes, because Swole was saying that she left, and this is her words, to preserve her peace. Whenever she said that if you feel your peace is being disturbed, then you should just, take yourself out of the situation. She said she had that conversation with Tony, and they mutually, and this is before the Tony tweet, that they mutually decided to part ways, right? Tony is now making it seem like, no, it wasn't a mutual thing. I decided not to renew her contract because she wasn't that good in the ring. That's, I think V nailed it earlier, just saying that his feelings were hurt. So now he's like, all right, you hurt my feelings, like I'm gonna hurt your feelings, or something like that. And just really childish, really petty, and just uncalled for.
He's not gonna apologize. Honestly, if he apologizes to her, he should do it publicly.
But she said there was no apology to her. She said on her last. She said, for everybody that's asking, no, Tony didn't call me, and he has my number. Tony didn't call me to apologize. So I know we spent a lot of time on Swole. I consider Swole a friend of the show here. Like, she knows about the show. I like, and it's just, I think that Swole's message is bigger than just, okay, there needs to be more diversity on AEW. Like, I think it's way
bigger than that.
Right.
Her message is way bigger than that.
Yeah, her message is more from one. Go ahead.
My bad. I'm sorry, Mike. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, please, go ahead. Sorry.
Because her message was bigger than that. But, hearing that from a black woman is like, oh, it's 17, and then here it goes, nigger, kill yourself. And then there's that. And then you're going to talk about people's children. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's crazy. Which,
I think
just to go back to
her daughter just really pissed me off.
I know.
Oh, my God.
When she was telling the story, I was just getting mad listening to her. Like, she was telling the story on the last podcast she did. And I'll give her a shot here for her podcast that she does. It's actually on the Call-In app. I actually downloaded the Call-In app just to listen to Swole's podcast. I don't listen to anybody else on there. I just want to give the proper name for her podcast that she has here. But yeah, Swole was telling a story, and I was in shock. I was in shock that, like, in 2022 that, we're still doing this. But, why should I really be surprised? You know what I'm saying? Should I really be surprised? If you want to follow her, it's Swole World on the Call-In app, and she has about 4 different shows. So you guys should probably check it out if you don't want to just sit there and look at headlines and actually hear what the person actually is saying from their
Or,
own mouth.
read the fucking article.
Yeah, or read the article. Exactly, read the article. The whole thing is transcribed. So, yeah, that's all I want to say. And and one other thing that I will say, right, just and not necessarily just about Swole and Tony Khan and AEW, and wrestling in general. Well, it is about wrestling in general. I do try to limit what I read or what I see on Twitter and what I hear about certain individuals, because it does get to the point where it's tough. It's tough for me, like specifically as a black man that's a fan of this business and that has loved this business for as early as I can remember. It does feel like, just for me, I cannot speak for Via or for anybody else, but for me, it's tough because it's annoying kind of having to pick a side in a sense. Sometimes I just want to sit there and watch wrestling and not think about their personal lives and not think about their political party and not think about just any of that. I grew up watching wrestling and you didn't know really about these people's personal lives. We didn't have social media when
blackface. I'll get to Road Dogg later.
Well, yeah, there's a couple of releases that happened, but even with stuff like that, like I'm not. It happened on a wrestling show, right? Now, like, and that's my whole thing. It's like it happened on a wrestling show. Even the blackface stuff, it happened on a wrestling show. Somebody approved this, right? Vince approved it. Bruce, whoever, the other Vince, like, you know what I'm saying? Somebody approved that happening. I'm not gonna place the blame solely on the talent. Could they say no? Yeah, they could, but. It does get to the point.
It's rare to go with blackface. I'm pretty
sure but I'm not even just talking specifically about blackface. I mean, just about certain angles that have been done in the past. But I'm not going to. The thing is, I try not to get too upset about what happens on a wrestling show. It's a television show at the end of the day. I think we put a lot of stock in these professional athletes, men and women, right? These professional athletes that at the end of the day, they're playing a character on television, right? And it does become tough because this is like one of the only industries that the lines are so blurred between the real person and the character that they're playing on television. Because a lot, like you see movie stars, right? I'm sure they don't deal with the stuff that wrestlers deal with, right? Once the movie's done, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just, or whatever they did in a movie. You got white actors that had to say the N-word in a movie. You get what I'm saying? It's like I equate it to that in a sense. So it does get very frustrating as a black wrestling fan that, all right, now I didn't heard something about this person that this person's personal life, and it kind of changes how I see them on television. But it's like if how can I explain it? It's tough. It's tough sometimes because you really do have to pick a side in a sense. And it's like if you don't speak up, if you don't say anything, that old saying, if you what is it? If you don't stand up, you fall for anything. So like I get that aspect of it, right? But just as somebody that really already has enough going on in my regular, like in my personal life, I don't want to have to sit there and worry about who did something bad today and who are we like canceling because of something that they did. Now, there's some things, like I've said on this show over and over and over again, that I don't tolerate personally, that I won't stand for, that I don't put up with. I've already said anything that has to do with a child, a minor, or anything like that. I can't support that. Or anything that has to do with sexual assault or anything like that. Like
we're joking about it.
I can't see. All right, joking about, yes, to a certain extent. Like, all right,
we're gonna disagree there.
We can disagree, but that's why I'm saying, like, I'm not gonna sit there and okay. I've already said, if a person apologizes for it, the person that they offended is not offended by it, I'm not gonna sit there and be offended by it. Like it wasn't to me, right? It wasn't to me, and the person that because I'm assuming you're talking about Sammy Guevara, right? I'll say his name.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with Sammy Guevara. Why? Because Sammy personally apologized to Sasha. We're talking about the Sasha Banks comments, right? Let's call a spade a spade. He personally apologized to Sasha. Sasha personally accepted his apology. We're done here. Like in my eyes, like I said, I'm not gonna say V's wrong for how he feels. That's how you feel, you know. Like, and I completely understand and respect it. But there's certain individuals that I see that have been like canceled or whatever, and I'm just like, I don't put them in the same category as like child molesters and people that actually commit sexual assault. You know, like I can't. Like, that's just me, right? Especially if you've already apologized for it and the person that, you know, you offended has forgiven you for it. That's just me. And then even with the political stuff, right? Like, a lot of stuff is like a lot of people that have been getting some heat online is because of who they choose to support politically. Me, like I said, it doesn't. If I'm watching a wrestling show or any TV show or whatever, you know how many people probably supported Trump that I watch on a daily basis? I don't care. Like, I honestly don't care. But that's just me. So it does get tough when I see that and when I say we're, I mean as like a wrestling community, because we all are in this wrestling community together, right? When we're all deciding, and this is not, I know it says Big Swole and Tony Khan, this is not anything to do with that. I just mean like on a broader spectrum here. It's just tough for me personally, and that's why I kind of stay off of wrestling Twitter, because it's like there's a lot of things that I agree with, but there's some things that I'm just like, all right, I feel like we're canceling this person or giving this person too much heat for the wrong reason. Like, I see you guys kill Brandy every day on Twitter.
Oh no, her, that one. Nope.
So
nope.
can you? Okay, so
no, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on from Brandy. Because I'm not gonna say nice things about Brandy. So
all right, that's fine. You don't have to. But we talk about. Here's the thing, right? We talk about supporting Black women, but you get what I'm saying? It's like
okay. We can say no. We can say that. I've said this, and I've said this before. I support Black people, but not all of them.
Yeah, I agree. I hear you.
I have a list, and Miss Cognac is on that list. It's just I can't. It's how you come across. It's not genuine, and you're trying to be something that you're not. And if we can talk about the whole commodification of hood culture, or ghetto Black stereotypes, or you know. Suburban born Black people and how sometimes they try too hard. That's how it comes across. And that whole segment, that particular segment, you know, I'm not a fan of Dan motherfucker. I'm not a fan of him. And
he's a great heel. I don't like him, but he is a great heel,
I guess. But it comes off disingenuous. It comes across like you're trying too hard. And Peachy, we can tell you don't talk like that in real life. It's just like, it's like somebody said, "Be Black," and
but that goes to my point. She's playing a character on TV. So what if she doesn't talk like that in real life?
Okay, but it doesn't come across well at all.
All right, that's a fair criticism.
It's bad. It's bad.
Yeah. It's not good. I will say that. It's not good. But I don't think that merits killing her.
What?
Yeah, I know. It was bad. It was cringy.
What?
It was cringy.
And this is not the first time. It's just like, girl, please. Stop. Okay. Because how you look, you don't look good. But yeah.
But does her cringy promos merit killing her online every single day? And I'm just asking.
I mean, sometimes some people deserve it because it's how you respond to it and how people double down on certain things. And even if the cringy line, even if you would have executed it well, I'm like, okay, that line was very cringe and very bad, and I don't know who wrote it, but clearly somebody Black didn't write that. Yeah, and this is where
I'm kidding. I don't know if that Cody wrote that. I'm joking. I'm joking. I don't know if Cody wrote that.
I wouldn't be shocked, but it's like the application was bad. It was like you're trying to do all of this and all of this, and that's not you. And even if you would have executed it well, I would have had something to say about it. But it's still just disingenuous to me, and I'm just like, girl, this is cringe. Be you. It's okay. I mean, even if you're playing a character on TV, make it more palatable of who you are, or just put a little bit of you in it. Because how can I say this? We can tell as Black people. We can tell when somebody is trying too hard.
Yeah.
You're trying too hard.
I agree. I agree with that. I don't, but I just don't agree with everybody being like so hard on her playing a TV character. But I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. I just want to kind of to get that out because everybody asks me like why, a lot of times I don't say anything on Twitter and this, that, and third. It's because a lot of times
people see me say shit and then
and it's like because
we're two different people, you guys.
We are, and to be honest, like I said, there are some things that like I don't care about that like some people do, and that's fair. That's how.
And I have
feel.
low tolerance.
Right. I think V's tolerance is way lower than
it is. I can sit here. I can sit here and say that my tolerance is for bullshit as well. Because Mike don't be on Twitter like that. I see, the between Black wrestling Twitter, then people attacking Black wrestling Twitter, and then like attacking Black people in general, and then it's irritating. And for the fact that for the past few months, for me watching Twitter, it just going after the Black female wrestlers and Black wrestling media, Black female wrestling media people, and it's just seeing that, and then nobody standing up for them, and then when they stand up for themselves, they get kicked off Twitter, or they get watched closely on Twitter, or they get hate speech. It's irritating, and then to see white wrestling fans and non-Black wrestling fans and Black male wrestling fans like jumping on them, it pisses me off.
Yeah, no, I get it.
So I say shit, and
you should.
I say shit because and I think this is where it gets me. Like, for us as Black men, we shouldn't have to wait that it's our women in our family or women that we're close to or women that we're attracted to, because a lot of you niggas like to do that only to the women that you're attracted to. And as soon as you get whatever you want, and then it's still fuck them bitches. But and to see that happen, and not saying that a lot of these Black women can't stand up for themselves. They surely can, because a lot of them can hold their fucking own.
Yeah.
But to see the lack of support their way every time, and it feels like it's every 2 weeks, there's a new Black women target that wrestling Twitter gets. It's irritating. But I'm gonna leave it here so we can move on to the actual wrestling that we're gonna talk about.
It's a lot.
I just want to say the only con that I acknowledge is Chaka. And moving on. I'm done.
Yeah. I think we both needed to get out some things here, and that's okay. So WWE had day one.
And it was awful. Let's go.
Was it?
It was awful. Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's get right into it here. Day one talk. Okay. So early in the day, we got word that Roman Reigns was out of day one due to having COVID or testing positive for COVID. I said, what are we gonna do now? Well, what we did was we made a 5-way instead of a 4-way for the WWE Championship. We will get there. The Usos beat the New Day again. Whatever. I really did not care whatsoever. Honestly, I like them doing the 3D. That was cool. Them being the Usos, pronouns pal. But and they're calling it the 1D. One day. I get it. You know what I mean? But it was good. It's all these matches are always good between the New Day and the Usos. I just don't care about match number 375,045-10.
I mean, at least we know we're gonna get a good match about it.
True, but it's like, come on now, like, and then we got the same match on SmackDown, but we'll get there.
We'll get there.
So okay, yeah, no surprise there. The Usos retain the tag team titles. Drew McIntyre defeated Madcap Moss. RK Bro defeated the Street Profits. They brought up the Migos. Okay. Anyway, all right. Edge versus The Miz.
Okay, this is something I did like.
Yes. Okay. Maurice keeps getting involved in the match, and then what do we know?
Who saw that coming?
Yeah. The WWE Hall of Famer. Yeah. WWE Hall of Famer, Beth Phoenix. Right, exactly. Comes out and just stands there for a second until her music hits.
Yeah, there was a music box there.
Just standing there.
I was like, hey, girl, wait. Because I'm sitting there. Because I was sitting there watching it with my partner. And I'm sitting there like,
yeah.
So she's just gonna like? Is she waiting for? I was like, I know I'm not that drunk. I'm like, I know I'm not drunk. So I'm sitting there like, is she gonna go towards this? And then her music hit, and then she glitched. And I was like, oh, she was waiting for the cue. Okay, so somebody fucked up.
It's like Tom froze because Maurice is just standing there. Miz is looking like, okay, like, it's like everybody had to freeze. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, but nonetheless, right. Nonetheless, Beth comes out there, chases Maurice around. Edge defeats The Miz. I dug this. Thought this was good.
I did.
This is good stuff. Okay. Then we had Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan for the Raw Women's Championship. Another good showing for Liv Morgan. I thought Liv has become like one of my favorite wrestlers actually on the Raw roster. My issue with Liv Morgan is an issue that we actually brought up before for somebody else, but it's the fact that I don't believe Liv Morgan when she's speaking, when she's cutting a promo. She does not come off as believable even a little bit. There is a distinctive difference between when Becky is speaking versus when Liv is speaking. And at day one, I'm going to beat. It's like she's trying to remember lines.
To remember her lines.
And
I agree.
And it does not sound good. And I love Liv. If she hears this, I really does. I hope she doesn't think I'm burying her. But like,
I blame the writers because the writers are awful.
Well, that's a whole nother story. But But yeah, that's my issue with Liv Morgan. Like, she just does not come off as believable when she's speaking. The most believable thing I heard Liv say recently was actually from Raw this past week. Might as well get to it because it was an in-ring segment with Liv, Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch. And Becky was in the ring, and Liv said something about what Becky was wearing. And Becky was like, I like this. And Liv was like, well, I don't. And I don't think any of these people do. That was the most realest thing that because that was on the fly. You can tell that was on the fly. Yeah. Let Liv talk.
Let
her talk.
Let her talk.
And not say at day one, I'm going to beat you for that. Like, I'm just sitting, I'm like, it's cringy. And it's not, I'm not going to blame fully. I'm not blaming Liv fully. But, yeah, I just wanted to say that about Liv, but nonetheless, the match was good. Becky Lynch got the win over Liv Morgan again. She tried to grab the rope, but she actually was a little too far, so she wound up beating Liv clean, which was kind of funny that she tried to get the rope, but she couldn't. So well, screw it. And
I was winning anyway. So
yeah. So I thought this was good.
Yeah.
What did you think?
I didn't have a problem with the match. Liv is getting a lot better, and if they just let her get a little bit more freedom on the mic, I think that she could be a great underdog babyface. More believable underdog babyface.
Yeah.
And she can maybe even be a top babyface very soon if they just take the leashes off of her. And it's not like she can't work, because she can.
No, she can.
She was pulling out some impressive moves.
Springboard, power bomb off the ropes.
That
flip bomb off the ropes. Yeah.
That I was like, oh, okay, shut out. And I was.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I was gonna just say I want more of that, but I also want more of that on the mic for her.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
Yeah. I like the finish. I actually like the finish that like Becky countered Oblivion, I believe, into the manhandle slam, which I thought was pretty cool. That was dope. I thought that was a creative finish. But nonetheless, Liv does the job again, like we all kind of expected. And I've already said, I think on this podcast, or maybe not, maybe I've said it privately to V, who I think is going to eventually beat Becky Lynch for the title.
Oh yeah, we talked about this.
And I think that will happen at WrestleMania, but we'll get there when we get there. Main event. So we had Big E defending his championship against Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, Bobby Lashley, and the Beast, Brock Lesnar. This match went about 8 minutes. It wasn't a long match at all, but in those 8 minutes, it was action packed. I think a lot of people have opposing thoughts about this match to mine. But I actually dug this. I thought this was I thought this match was from the start of the bell nonstop. We had Bobby Lashley put Brock Lesnar through the barricade. We had a table spot. We had a lot of action in this match, in this main event. Brock Lesnar beats Big E and everybody else to become the WWE champion. I think what happened here is WWE hit the panic button, but I will let you say how you feel about this.
Like the match, hated the finish. So, I'm just trying to find the right words without really saying what I would want to say, because that's going to be mean. I hate it had to be Big E, but of course it was going to be. Of course it was going to be Big E, but that's another story for another day. It sucks because apparently when WWE posted a graphic, they forgot to Photoshop Brock Lesnar defeats, and Big E was supposed to win. He was supposed to retain. They could have involved Brock Lesnar without having him in the match. It was possible. It was. There was a way to involve Brock Lesnar without having Brock Lesnar in the match.
Yeah.
Or there could have been a way that Big E could retain without Brock taking the pin.
You mean
because that doesn't hurt it? Big E can still retain without Brock taking the pin. It doesn't hurt him. It doesn't hurt him. Because remember what Kevin Owens was doing Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins were doing outside.
Yeah.
Outside of the ring. So I thought they were going to continue to do that. And I didn't like how it went down. I'm going to be real. Big E was a great champion. I did appreciate Paul Heyman putting him the fuck over that following.
Yeah, he did. Big time.
And it's just, unfortunate booking. I'm glad Roman is better. And shout outs to y'all. And I don't mean that in a nice way. Shout outs to y'all blaming Roman. Like, he's high risky, guys.
Yeah.
It's not his fault.
Yeah.
It actually makes the company look a lot worse because who shall, but we're gonna leave that alone. Safety protocols for another day, but you guys, it's not Roman's fault. Let's not blame Roman here.
Right.
Let's not
Right.
relax, you guys. I hate that Biggie loss, of course. And I'm not gonna sit here and be like, let's watch it play out because I know better.
Yeah.
I know better. I'm pretty sure they're moving on to Brock and Lashley.
Yeah.
That's the WrestleMania match. I'm sure that's the WrestleMania match.
So, okay. I want to say congratulations to Big E for holding a championship for I think 4 months, right? He won it in September, or November, December. Yeah, so about 4 months. Yeah. I'm happy it happened that he won the title. I wasn't like that upset that he lost. I didn't think Big E was gonna be holding the championship that much longer anyway, to be honest with you. And everybody that's listening and watching, I thought that eventually they would. I didn't think Big E made it to WrestleMania with the title. So I knew eventually somebody would defeat him, whether it be Bobby Lashley or Seth Rollins, which that was, or even Kevin Owens. There was a lot of potential in all of those people winning that match. So it wasn't just that was one of those matches where I wasn't certain that Big E was going to walk out, even if Brock wasn't put into the match. With that being said, I think what WWE did was, all right, we know that Brock Lesnar is like quote unquote a proven draw. Let's put this title on Brock and let's go with Bobby versus Brock for WrestleMania. That's the well, no, aren't they doing it at the Rumble? Bobby just won a number one contenders match at Raw. So I think they're doing it at the Rumble, which would mean, what I think the WrestleMania match is? I think it's Brock versus Roman. I don't think it's Brock versus Lashley. I think it's Brock versus Roman. And I think they're going to probably unify those titles. I think that's what we're going to do. I think that's just from my crystal ball here. I think that's what they're going to do. I could be wrong, but I think it's Brock and Roman at WrestleMania.
Then what's the point of the Royal Rumble
then? Could it be a triple threat? I don't know. That is, I didn't think about that.
Then what's going to be the point?
Somebody might lose the title beforehand, and maybe it's not a unification match. Bobby Lashley could beat Brock Lesnar at the Rumble.
Oh, and then Brock wins the Rumble. We'll get there.
There's some possibilities here.
We're sliding into our Royal Rumble prediction
already. Yeah,
we're sliding. We're in too deep.
Yeah. Act like you guys never heard that. We'll take it out of the post. Don't worry.
Delete all that shit. All that shit. No, but
Anyway, day one.
Yeah.
As a whole, what did you think about the show as a whole?
1 count.
A 1 count.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really strong main event. I'm gonna give it a 2 count. Just on the main event alone. I think that was, and the Becky and Liv match. I enjoyed that as well. But yeah, I'll go 2 count. We don't have to cover all of Raw. Just I guess if you have anything specific to talk about with Raw. I know we kind of touched on the Liv, Bianca, and Becky thing. It looks like. So who's gonna win that match next week? Well, tomorrow night as we record this. The triple threat. Doudrop. Oh, I can't believe I just called it that. Piper Nevin. Sorry, it's WWE. But yeah, Piper Nevin versus Liv Morgan versus Bianca Belair to see who's gonna get the job to Becky Lynch at the Royal Rumble.
Jesus. He's doing the job.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was a fatal 4-way. I want that to go to a draw. Either a draw. Yeah.
How do we get there in a triple threat? All of them get knocked out and can't continue.
What is? You know what? Who I think is who's gonna win that triple threat? Give Dewdrop the match.
So
Piper.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Give Piper the match.
So we're going heel versus heel at the Rumble. I mean, is Becky really a heel? Like, I know she wants to be. I know she wants to be, but I mean, come on, it's Becky Lynch.
Yes, but
I don't know. She gets Becky chance every time she comes out there, and one of the biggest reactions of the whole show. So, and I also, just while you're thinking about that, side note, day one was the first like sellout for WWE in a long time. Day one actually sold out. So, I guess congratulations to them on selling out for day one.
You know what?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna stick. Give Dewdrop. Give Piper the match. Because I don't think Bianca's winning the Rumble, and I don't think she's winning the Rumble. I don't think she's gonna. Okay,
we're not gonna get there tonight, but we will get there.
But I will say that, just spoiler, I don't think a Raw woman is gonna win.
No, I don't. I've been saying this for weeks. I don't think so either.
And I'm ready.
Unless it's that one person that
let's bring it to the floor. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, so. Because
unless it's that one person,
I think only because I think that there's going to be some type of.
Yeah, because you know exactly who I'm talking about.
I know who you're talking about, and I'm skipping it.
A reputation. All right, guys.
I will throw everything. I'll flip everything.
It could happen.
I don't want it to, but anyway, only because I think a SmackDown superstar is going to win the Rumble. Spoiler. And I think how we get the WrestleMania match is going to be via Elimination Chamber.
The Elimination Chamber, pal. All right.
Yeah. But moving on.
I don't know. I think that does Bianca get the match? I don't know. No. I don't know if they put Piper in it. I maybe. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I guess we just have to see what happens on Raw, but yeah. I don't know. Moving on. Bobby Lashley wins the Fatal 4-Way, the match that they was actually supposed to have at the pay-per-view before Brock got into it. So Bobby Lashley will face Brock Lesnar. Other than that, nothing really from Raw. Oh, the match was made for the Rumble as well. We got some matches made for the Rumble. I actually am looking forward to the Rumble, surprisingly.
We'll get there. You know I am.
I'm looking forward to the Rumble, the Rumble match, and I'm looking forward to some of the undercard as well. I do want to see Bobby versus Brock. We never got that, and I am looking forward to that one. I'm also looking forward to Miz and Maurice versus Beth Phoenix and Edge in a mixed tag team match for the Royal Rumble. So that was also signed this past week.
How I feel about that, I feel like they're gonna run it back at WrestleMania, because if Miz and Maurice gonna do something, they're gonna get a mixed tag team match for WrestleMania. And honestly, there's gonna be some. See, I don't want to push into the damn Royal Rumble prediction.
Yeah, let's.
I don't think the tag team match is gonna happen now. How about that? At the Royal Rumble, I don't think it's gonna happen.
Well, Maurice is ready to go, and you know Beth is already in ring shape.
And can we just go ahead and just make it real plain and clear? I want them to stop letting Maurice act like she is not a black belt and a former champion.
She is. She is.
Isn't
she like one of the longest reigning Divas champions in history? Or something like that?
I mean, yes. Granted, how we feel about the butterfly belt, I understand. However,
I get it.
Let's not sit here and act like when she was on, she was on.
Yeah.
Let's not pretend.
Nah, I like watching Maurice work.
I just hate that they have Maurice. I want her to just go off, and that match is going to be. I want it to be good.
I think it will be. At WrestleMania,
you're probably going to get it.
Yeah. All right. Oh, okay. That way. What'd you think about Raw as a whole?
I like Raw. I actually enjoyed Raw. Look at that. They're playing. Astro. I did enjoy Raw, so I'm gonna give it an earful. I was entertained by Raw.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah.
Huh.
This is the highest I've ever given Raw.
Yeah, well, in a long time, a really long time. I can't remember the last time. It might have been years. Did I enjoy Raw? Yeah. Why not? Yeah, sure. Therefore, why not? Yeah. We got to keep going. We already had an hour here. We had NXT. Whatchamacallit? New Year's Evil.
New Year's Evil.
Yeah. So let's put that up there. Let's quickly run through it. Carmelo Hayes became the North American and Cruiserweight champion. The Cruiserweight championship is no more. It is just the North American championship. Congratulations to my boy Chris Casanova, aka Carmelo Hayes, known.
The right person won.
Yeah, I agree. Great match. Great opening match here.
No, that match was really, really good.
Yeah. What does this mean for Roderick Strong? Quickly.
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Yeah, I think he's on his way out. You know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so. It looks like it. You see what's happening here in NXT?
Triple H is somewhere.
Huh?
Are we going to talk about that?
Yeah, we'll get to it. We'll get to it right after we finish this. So they announced the Dusty Classic is coming back.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking forward to that. We'll see what happens there. Styles is going up against Waller this week. I thought they promoted that match, but they, I guess, never did. But okay, whatever. We had a 6-man tag. This was also very good. MSK and Riddle versus Imperium. It was lit. It was
really good.
Yeah. MSK and Riddle did pick up the victory. Mm-hmm. Walter cannot chop me ever because I'm not taking one of those. Yeah.
My chest hurts already.
Poor Wesley or my boy Desmond Xavier. Desmond Xavier. Sorry, Desmond. Yes. Wow.
We're live, pal.
Yeah, we are. What's in my water here? It's only water. All right, let's keep going here. We see Mandy Rose arrive in a helicopter, a la Charlotte Flair from WrestleMania in New York, New Jersey, wherever that is.
Right in the middle of the Holland Tunnel, right there. Holland, Lincoln, just
George W. Yeah.
George W. Yeah.
Well, that's a whole nother story. All right, so let's keep going. We had a NXT Women's Championship triple threat match. We had the Magacita, Raquel Gonzalez.
Oh, you beat me to it.
I thought that was awesome. Because I think Magacita is hilarious. Like, that's funny. That's funny. I think there was another one. What was it? The Big Mommy Cool? Something like that? What?
Yeah.
Oh, you never called it that? Okay.
I've never.
Okay. I think they call it that on TV, but yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah, they call it Big Mommy Cool, apparently. But I love Magacita. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, Magacita versus Cora Jade versus Mandy Rose. Mm-hmm. Mandy gets the win.
Yeah.
Does not grab the rope, which I was screaming at the TV because the finish came when Cora tried to roll up Mandy. Mandy turned it around, grabbed the legs, had her in a deep stack pin, and I thought she was gonna grab the ropes, but no ropes grabbing. Mandy beats Cora Jade here. And it's still our NXT Women's Champion, and rightfully so, if I do add.
Okay.
What'd you think about this? Meh.
Yeah. I really like Cora Jade. Mandy still needs work. Sorry.
Wow.
She does.
Mandy still needs work. She's actually the most experienced out there, which is crazy.
Saying a lot.
Yeah.
But anyway. Mandy, I like her. I like Mandy. She needs work. Okay. That spot.
Which one?
That ending one.
I don't know if she was really supposed to grab the rope or not.
I don't know either. It was like, you're the heel, grab the rope.
That's what I was.
If she was supposed to grab the rope, girl, you need work. If she wasn't supposed to grab the rope, okay, I can let it pass.
It's funny you said you like Cora Jade. My father can't stand her, but that's neither here nor there.
I mean, I don't have a problem with Cora Jade. She dragged Darby Allin, which is funny. But
So for the reason that you like her,
that's not the reason why that's not the reason why I like her.
I like her too, but
I like her because she's fun. She's
yeah.
I like her.
And she's still
Until I have a
so
reason.
young. And she's so young, she's only gonna get better.
Yeah.
Like 20 years old.
She's 20.
20 years old.
I thought she was 22.
No, she's 20 years old.
Well, anyway, but I think she has a bright future. I think we're gonna move on from Cora Jade and from Big Maga Cool and
Big Maga Cool.
and I think that Mandy's next challenger should be get it together, Mike. Mandy's next opponent should be Kaylee Ray.
Oh, yeah. If she faces Kaylee Ray, I think Kaylee Ray beats her.
Oh yeah, that's why I want Kaylee Ray. I think Kaylee Ray has the ability to carry the new generation.
Yeah.
Not saying that Mandy can't. I just think that Kaylee Ray would do a better job at it.
Yeah. Mandy, remember why Mandy's down there? She's down there to get these other girls over. You gotta remember why they sent her back down there. Like they want her to work with some of the younger talent to try to get them over. That's why she's working with Gigi and JC. And then with Cora Jade in that match. Raquel's not younger talent per se, but newer talent. But But her versus Kaylee Ray is good.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the next big one. I think that's the NXT equivalent to WrestleMania. I think that's that big match, and I think it should be Kaylee Ray.
Okay. Andre Chase had a teachable moment. One of his students. Yeah, you know what? It's something funny about Andre Chase that I actually kind of dig. Like,
I enjoy Andre Chase.
I do too.
I can say that I like the gimmick. It's funny.
It is.
It's really funny, and I'm glad that they let him go with it because it works.
Yeah, and he's starting to get over as a babyface. And if you've noticed, he was supposed to be a heel, but he's starting to get over big.
It just works.
Yeah, because this is a teachable moment. You know who needs teachable moments? Von Wagner. He came out there, and one of the first things he said, "All right, enough of this bullshit." They bleeped it out. I was like, Von Wagner beats up Andre Chase. The students try to get involved. He beats up the students, so now we're beating up students. And that was the segment. So it looks like we're gonna get Von Wagner and Andre Chase.
They're really trying to make Von Wagner.
They are.
I don't think it's not working.
He sent my boy Kyle over to AEW.
He's just not.
Let's move on.
He just doesn't have.
He doesn't have it.
He has the personality of loosely paper. It's like the charisma of an empty water bottle, and I just
like this. Yeah.
For those who are listening, I just crunched the empty water bottle.
Yeah. Sorry for the audio people.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
But
all right.
Yeah. Moving on.
Okay, so next week we do get AJ Styles versus Grayson Waller, Santos Escobar versus Zion Quinn, and Tony D'Angelo versus
the winner gets Electra Lopez.
Right, yo, that was yeah.
Like, okay,
wait, what?
All right, sure.
This reminds me of an angle they did back in the day where it was a ladder match. I think it was the Hardys, and
it's gonna be the father of Dominic.
No, you remember the Terry Invitational Tournament? That's what they called it.
What? Wait!
I swear.
Oh my god! Wait! Oh my god! When
the
did
Terry
that?
Invitational Tournament.
Look
it up.
Wait. Did I miss that?
I maybe, but yes, they had the Terry Invitation. Google the Terry Invitational Tournament. AKA.
Oh my god!
And it was a lot of it's there. You found it. I'm sure. I know that look. Yeah.
I really forgot about that.
It happened.
You unlocked the moment.
Yup.
Oh,
It definitely happened. It was
Ooh.
yup. The Terry Invitational Tournament, aka the
Okay.
T.
Wow.
Oh man. So are they gonna do that for Alexa Lopez? Is that what
Oh
we're
my
doing?
god. No. Let's move forward.
Let's keep going.
Let's keep
So in the main event, we had Braun Breaker versus Tommaso Ciampa
yes.
for the NXT Championship.
Oh,
What a match this was.
man.
Very solid, very
Yes.
solid match. Good storytelling. Even from the beginning where Braun Breaker symbolically destroyed NXT, the black and gold version of NXT. He killed whatever was left for the black and gold brand. He kicked the X as he came out there. Very symbolic. Ciampa puts over Braun Breaker here. A bloody Ciampa, by the way. Puts over Braun Breaker here, and we have a new NXT champion. Two-part question. What did you think of this match? And is Braun Breaker ready?
First, I really liked the match. It was really good. Braun Breaker is scarily good.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's a Steiner, but it's just like, and he won the match.
Yeah.
When I saw him go into the Steiner recliner, I flipped my laptop, and I was.
He
like,
also did the bulldog off the top rope.
He
Shades
did.
of Rick Steiner. Yep.
He did, and his dad was a no. Like, oh.
Yeah.
I was
awesome.
very impressed. It was just really good, and it's really, like I said before, it's scary how good he is, but so young. He got good so fast, and I mean, granted, it genetically, I get it.
Yeah.
But it was just like, see his progress between all of the matches that he did with Ciampa.
Yeah.
It was just great to see, and I'm glad he got this win. It was good storytelling. It was just good. It was good.
It was very good. I enjoyed it a lot. I thought that was a really solid main event match. It went commercial free, which also helped it. And and great match. And that was NXT New Year's Evil. First, what did you think of the show? And then we'll get into some of these releases and move on.
Shit. I'm gonna give it another nearfall.
There it is. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. A really good night of wrestling there. So near fall for me as well. Okay. I don't have the full list of everybody released, but couple of names that stuck out. Samoa Joe. Again. Samoa Joe might have made history here. Who else has been, as you get, if you can try to find some of the people that was released, we'll go ahead. But if you can, if you can't, it's fine. We'll just talk about a few people. But Samoa Joe,
honestly, one person in particular.
Okay. Well, Samoa Joe, I don't know anybody else that's been released from the company, brought back, wins the NXT title, gets injured, and then released all within like
8 months.
8 months. Yeah, 8 months. Yes.
Yeah.
That might been a world record for WWE. So Joe will be fine. I kind of was not surprised. Unfortunately, I wasn't surprised by this. I mean, Joe will be fine. I think Vince got to the point where he's over Samoa Joe's injuries at this point. I think he thinks that Samoa Joe's injury prone. I don't believe that. I think he just had some bad luck, which happens.
Yeah.
But I'm sure Joe will be fine. He could go anywhere. Joe is an asset to any company that he goes to. So I wish the best for Samoa Joe. William Regal. William Regal.
That's the one that pissed me off.
Yeah. But the writing was also kind of on the wall for Regal. And once, I'm going to say this also. I think Scotty Tuhati or Scott Taylor or whatever he's going by on the Indies. I think he is using Scotty Tuhati on the Indies.
Yeah.
Who has already rebounded. He's already wrestling. He's working GCW. But I think Scotty's sort of writing on the wall with this whole NXT 2.0. It's not just a television show. I think Vince and Bruce and the people that are in charge there have a vision for this, and Triple H's run with NXT is pretty much done, I believe. Like, I think that they just killed Triple H's vision of NXT is officially dead. I think.
Yeah.
I think especially with William Regal being released, because that was a Triple H hire, and Triple H believed in William Regal, like most of us. Like, William Regal, a legend in his business. I think he is going to be a Hall of Famer. He should be a Hall of Fame level career. William Regal is another person that should be signed immediately from like to another company once his, I guess, 30 days, if he's on NXT, his 30 days is up. He should be able to work anywhere he pleases. And I think WWE made a mistake. I think
I
with
agree.
William Regal. I
That's
think
where
William
I'm-
Regal could have been, an asset backstage. If you don't want to have him on TV anymore, okay, that's fine. But he has an incredible mind for this business and an even more amazing eye for talent. It's a shame, but these things happen. What were you gonna say, V?
I was gonna say, even if they would have wrote him off, NXT television, they could have brought him up to the main roster as an authority figure, as a foil for Sonya and Adam.
Yeah,
I think the main roster would have benefited from that. Because William Regal, and I'm gonna miss War Games. I'm gonna miss that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna miss that. And
I missed it this year.
It is. I think the writing was on the wall then.
Mm-hmm.
But William Regal is, like you said, he is an asset to the business.
Yeah.
And if he continues in the business, or if he, rides home, he's contributed to a lot. And you don't see, people backstage. So you don't see anything bad about him. You don't hear any of that. You don't. It's just that William Regal is an asset to wrestling.
Definitely.
And that's
Joshua,
probably why. Thank you. And that's probably why he's gone, because he's an asset to wrestling. And WWE not a wrestling show, sports entertainment.
Yeah,
but I do think that a mistake was made with the release of William Regal.
As do I. Road Dogg was fired.
Fuck Road Dogg. Thank you, and I'm done.
The D-O-double-G?
Fuck him. Fuck him. Fuck him.
Okay.
Fuck him. And I mean that.
Oh, okay.
And if you're not down with
that, yeah.
It's just, no, I'm not even gonna say what I want to say about Road Dogg. It's just typical. Use our culture to get over, and then now we know who Shawn Michaels got into that fight with backstage, because as soon as he got on Twitter, the fucking Twitter page wasn't even hot. It was hot off the press.
Yeah.
And you just like all of these race shit, and it's who you are, and that's fine. But at the same time, we don't want to see a cornrow. We don't want to hear you talk about doobies or blunts. Okay, we don't. I have nothing for Road Dogg. I've never really had much for Road Dogg, honestly.
Right.
And my niece, don't care.
Okay.
Usually, I'm not the type of person to be happy that somebody lost their job.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Moving on.
Okay. A couple other people, Ranjan Singh, who
what the fuck?
Yeah, he's with the company a long time, and he goes back to the Kali days when he used to be the translator for Great Kali. So, I'm trying to think if somebody else. Man, there's a couple of people that I'm missing here that I wish I could remember. Because a lot of them. See, there's a lot that goes into these television shows that we watch, and the people behind the scenes are really what make this thing happen. So that's why I'm trying to give some of these people their shine and their credit, because if it wasn't for them, a lot of these talents that we see on TV, Timothy Thatcher, yep.
Danny Burke.
Danny, great talent. Timothy, great talent. Keep going.
Allison Danger.
Wow.
Yes. Okay, please forgive me. I know he was in Diamond Mine. I'm gonna butcher it.
I can't pronounce his last name. Isn't it Suzuki?
Hideki Suzuki. And if that's wrong, I apologize. Yeah. I believe that's how it's pronounced. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But Hideki, and once again, I apologize. Hideki Suzuki. I believe that's his name. But and he was also released.
Okay.
I think there was. I'm trying to see. Was there any more? There was some other backstage officers. I'm trying to get all of their names, but it's not. Yeah, it's not coming up.
It's okay.
Here. Oh, here we go. Scott Armstrong.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay, I already said Diamond Mine. Becky. Former New Japan Pro Wrestling writer George Carroll.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a Timothy Thatcher. Ryan Katz.
Yeah. Yep.
Creative producer. And Ace Steel. He was a coach.
CM Punk's
original trainer.
Hello, I'm wearing the shirt here, people. Wow, so that's crazy.
That brings up to 11 so far in 2022. And why isn't he in matches? I'm not sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, I wish those people the best. I mean,
I wish everybody except Road Dogg the best.
Yeah.
I wish Road Dogg the worst.
Okay. So we have Dynamite that happened for their debut on TBS.
Yes.
They did over 1 million, so congratulations to them for that. Let me just get up some of the results here. The show opened, so there was a little bit of a mistake, I think.
There was some confusion there. I am.
You caught it.
So I was confused as to why one of two matches didn't main event or close the show. Well, one of them. It began with Adam Page and Brian
Danielson. But I think at the beginning they said that the show was gonna start with the TBS Championship, and then they go to Brian and Adam Page, and I was like, wait, what? Like after they welcomed us, they said we're gonna get the show started with the TBS Championship, and then I hear like, and then Brian comes. I was like, wait, okay, I guess is he gonna cut a promo?
That mustard on the beat version.
Yeah. Which I think is dope. Have you heard the one with words? Did you hear the word with words? There's words.
There's words?
Yes, he has a version with words.
You have to send that to me.
I got you. I'll send it
to you. Is it as dignified as I think it is?
I think it's rap.
Yes, please send it to me.
Yeah, I got you.
I still think that they should have followed through with the TBS tournament. I mean, the TBS finals. I think that should have began the show at least.
I think
as a welcome to TBS. I think there was some kind of botch or whatever.
Yeah, I think there was an issue. Because even on the graphic, it said the TBS Championship up next. So I was like, okay, and then Brian comes out there. So something maybe something with Tony and Keith. Well, Keith Mitchell retired. Keith Mitchell retired, everybody. He's no longer the head of production. See, with this show, we like to give you guys a little bit more than just all right, the review. Like, no, Keith Mitchell, for those that don't know, Keith Mitchell was the head of production for WCW, and then he was the head of production for TNA / Impact. And he was the head of production for AEW. So Keith Mitchell's been in the business almost as long as Kevin Dunn has been. Like, he's been in the business a long time.
One's just better at his job.
Right. So, anyway, maybe there was some type of production issue, since they don't have Keith anymore. But the show opened with Brian Danielson and Adam Page.
Yeah.
What a match it was.
That match. Woo. All right.
Brian was bleeding buckets. I mean, it was bad. It was bad.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Let me shut up. I was gonna make a color joke. Anyway.
Okay. Right.
A lot of color. Hey,
it was a lot of color.
Anyway, diversity. Anyway, So yeah, that match was really good.
Yeah, it was. I think that match was just as good as their first match, and their first match was actually rated 5 stars. So I think that was the match at Winter's Coming.
Yes.
Because as we said before, winter is coming. Actually, winter's here now. But yeah. So right. So yeah, Bryan Danielson and Adam Page tore the house down in the opening match. And Bryan does the clean job to Adam Page. They had judges outside, just in case this match went to a time limit draw again. But the pace of the match, you could tell they weren't doing another draw. They were going. I'm
glad they did. I think we talked about this the last time. I'm glad that that they did not go to another draw. It was
same. Same. So, congratulations to both of them. Congratulations to Hangman. He beat Bryan Danielson. So, where does Hangman go now, and where does Bryan go?
Bryan, I don't know. We got to think of a new opponent for Adam Page. Who? I don't know.
Their pay-per-view is in March, right? We're in January. I think it's too early for the guy that we're about to talk about right now, MJF. I think that is either our all-out match or our double or nothing match in May. I think that's where we're going with Adam Page versus MJF, and I do believe that MJF will be the guy to beat Adam Page at this point, unless somebody else gets hot. That's the thing. You never know in wrestling, right? But unless somebody else gets hot, I think that's the direction that we're going. Bryan Danielson's hot right now. I'm not gonna lie, he is. He's been having these killer matches. He's having the matches that he's wanted to have ever since he was in WWE. Like, he's wanted to have these matches, but WWE be like, no, damn it, no. But yeah, Bryan's having these matches, and I'm very impressed by the quality of match that he's having. But yeah. So speaking of MJF was scheduled to face the captain, Shawn Dean. But that match never happened. Well, it did, but it did. The bell rings. CM Punk comes out there, runs down to the ring, gives Shawn Dean the GTS. Referee Aubrey Everett calls for the bell, causing the disqualification. Dean wins by disqualification. The crowd didn't know what had just happened because, wait, did Punk just turn heel? No, he didn't turn heel. He just caused MJF his first loss of 2022. And of course, MJF was irate about this. He couldn't believe this happened. He dropped the BS on television, as they always do there. And they had a promo. And basically, MJF said, he's doing this whole thing, which I think is great, even though I cannot stand MJF. I think his whole stuff about in 2024, he's leaving for the WWE, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. I think that's awesome that he's actually getting away with that on television. I'm sure Tony's approving it, but he's getting away with it on television. And Punk had a great line. He said, yeah, MJF, you could go over there. Go in main event night 4 of a get one buy one get one for free special, something like that, of a 4-night extravaganza, and then get released faster than you. He said something about getting released faster than you know it, and I'll be right here, still here, waiting to have a match with you. Like, I thought that was great. That was a great line from CM Punk. MJF and Punk are two of the best promo people in the whole company, so you knew it was gonna be great. The exact line was, go there main event night 4 of a buy one get one extravaganza, and when you get released, I'll still be here waiting to fight you. Great line.
Yeah, you release faster than you last in the sack. That's what we said.
Well, you found an exact line there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, Punk is very good. But yeah. So anyway, I'm looking forward to whenever they do that match. I'm sure it'll be at Revolution. Can they stretch it out that long though? There's a joke there, but can they stretch that match out that long to Revolution? All right, so Chris Jericho comes out the promo.
I was trying to know something.
I know.
It's funny. Okay.
Chris Jericho comes out to cut a promo. 2.0 cuts him off, we get a fight. 2.0 tries to jump him. This isn't some of Jericho's best stuff. He calls them squarehead and pinhead. It
was awful. It was so bad.
It wasn't good. You know, Jericho's usually creative with these things, but that was not good. It's not good. What was I gonna say? Oh, okay. So 2.0 and Garcia try to attack Jericho. Jericho grabs a bat, but they still beat him up. Eddie Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz come down for the save. The segment was bad into the fight. I'm not gonna lie. Wardlow wins the squash. Wardlow's gonna face CM Punk next week. This week. Okay. Okay. It should be good.
Yeah.
Okay. For the TBS Championship,
okay,
we have Jade Cargill with Smart Mark Sterling versus Destination Ruby Soho. Okay.
Can I?
Yeah, please.
So Jade did what I hoped she did, was dress up as Storm. I just wanted to be happy about that. How I found out, like I said, how I found out about Jade is on Tumblr when she was a Storm cosplayer. She's very good at that. Okay, so the match itself. There was some miscommunication.
Yep.
There was quite a bit of miscommunication in the match. Jade is still, learning. Jade is still learning.
Green as money, in her words.
And, at least she could sit here and admit it.
Yeah.
So there was some tough spots. I'm not gonna sit here and say that they weren't. There was a lot of tough spots. I think they're letting Jade not fail, but fail upwards. Meaning that it'll start off rough, but working with experienced people and learning chemistry with different people with different movesets. I think maybe within the year, maybe within 2 years, or maybe within 6 months, she could, it could go. You never know. It depends on what kind of opponent she has. She can be great. She can.
Yeah.
It was 2 spots in particular that made me cringe. It was the roll-up spot. Jade moved a little. It was a little bit of slowness there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the jaded spot. Now,
she couldn't get up to the top rope.
That was rough. It was rough. She got up to the top rope. Now, what I couldn't
get up to the top rope, and I think it was. Okay.
What I can say, and I have to give credit. Now, I'm going to give credit. What I did like is that when she realized that she couldn't get to the top, she was like, "All right, second rope, whatever." And
Ruby had to tell her. If you watch back the match, if you watch it back, Ruby's like, "Go ahead." Like, you know what I'm saying? You can visibly see.
You can visibly see it.
Yeah.
And she hits Jaded from the second rope. Fine.
Yeah.
The landing was a little rough. The selling was a little rough.
Yeah.
But Jade got the 1, 2, 3.
She did.
Jade wins.
Yeah.
As we all called it when they said, we both said that Jade will win this whole thing.
Yeah.
We both said that. You know, the cute woman with her daughter who was like Control C, Control V. My God, genetics is something.
Yeah.
She looks just like, I mean, duh, that's her child, but she looks just like her. I'm like, oh my God, twins.
Yeah.
And you know, the very sweet moment with her child. I love that, you know. But the match itself, it was rough.
Yeah.
It was
I
rough.
mean, I thought it was fine, like for what it was. Jade
It wasn't awful.
It
it wasn't awful, you know. She wasn't like doing moonsault, knee salts, or moonsault knee strike, as AEW called it.
Yeah.
It didn't break the fucking table because last time I checked, Red Velvet looked. Never mind.
But I think you know what it was though. Like, wasn't it a moonsault that everybody was talking about, like with Red Velvet, and she almost like
she missed it.
She almost like broke her neck,
and she almost broke her neck.
Yeah, that one. Okay, I could. So,
but she could have broke somebody's neck. Well, she could have broke somebody's neck.
Penelope almost killed Ty Conti on that table. Like Ty took the complete brunt of that. And let me just say, since we're talking about it, they had a brutal match on that Rampage. I mean, what a match from all four girls there. I mean, thumbtacks, blood. Let's call it what it was. I mean, I know people have a problem with women blading, I guess, like and with. Okay.
I didn't have a problem with it.
I didn't have an issue with it. I don't have an issue with it.
I just wanted the same energy being kept when Penelope messed up the moonsault.
No, I get. Yeah, I know that's your point.
Yeah,
I know that's your point. But I know we didn't get a chance to talk about Rampage. We kind of skipped over that episode, but that because that's really the only thing that like was talked about on that show, and I know a lot of people didn't give it a chance because of everything that happened like 3 hours before it aired with Tony Khan and Swole. But that match, it is his fault. But that match was really good, and it was. I give all four of them credit because Anna looked scared to death, like legit, like on a shoot. I'm talking about the person. Anna looked really scared when those thumbtacks came out because it's one thing to talk about it. It's another thing
to actually do it.
Yeah, she's like, oh shit, those are
real shit.
Yeah,
that's okay. You know, I said yes to this.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So I just want to give all four of those women credit for that match. I mean, it was really good. Ty Conti bladed or was bleeding. Sorry. 4th War knockdown. Yes, she bladed. Like,
okay.
But you know, it is what it is. We're live. Like I said it.
I was definitely sliding back to Jade. Yikes.
Okay. Let's go.
Sliding back to Jade. I'm proud of her. I will say that.
Yeah, I am too.
You know, she went through it also. She was one of the few people that got attacked. And she's going to continue to get attacked. And, you know, I think with time, Jade is going to get better.
Yeah. So.
And, my bad. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Finish your thought.
I mean, you know, with time, she's going to get better. This match was just really rough.
Yeah.
Because you see that she gets it.
Yeah.
You can tell she gets it.
Yeah.
It's just sometimes it doesn't always come out probably how you wanted to.
Yeah.
And I think that's the psychology of it all, you know, that's gonna come with time. Mm-hmm. And I think with her working with more experienced people, such as Ruby, even though that it was, like I said, it was rough.
Yeah.
I think with her working with more experienced people, it's gonna help. It's gonna help, and I have said this before, and I'll say this again. She has a bright future.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna say this, right, and I think I've been on record saying this also. Yes, we knew Jade was gonna win. Do I think she should have? No. I think that Ruby actually should have won the match because Jade does need the work. I think that with time she will get better. But I what's gonna happen is, which I don't want to happen, but what's gonna happen is she's gonna continue to get pushed and pushed and pushed, and it might be at a faster pace than she's actually developing in the ring. And that is not her fault. And that's I want to make that clear. It's not her fault. Piggybacking off of what Big Swole said on her podcast that you guys should listen to, she said that one of the issues, because she said a lot, but one of the issues is we're seeing the girls. We're seeing the girls once or twice a week, right?
Yep.
You cannot build chemistry with somebody because she's like, I'm not seeing these girls on the indies, right? So when I'm getting the TV, we have a few hours to like go over the match, and that's it. She's like, you don't get those reps in. You don't build that chemistry. You don't build that trust.
And she wanted to do that.
Yeah. And
I'm sorry, she was doing that.
Right. And that's the thing. So if you're not if you're compared to WWE, right? These guys and girls are on the road 5 days a week. They're working each other four to 5 times a week. That's a lot of time in the ring. We could talk about how much the Usos and the New Day work, but guess what? They work a lot, and that's why their matches are so good, because they already got their timing down. They know each other. They trust each other. They have the chemistry. All of these things that you can't build if you see a person one time a week at TV, when there's probably 1,000,001 things going on at the same time. So I am proud of Jade. I think that she's only going to get better. Do I think she was the right choice? No, I don't. And it's not anything personally against Jade. If you would have asked me this maybe 6 months down the line, if they would have had a TBS championship created 6 months down the line, then yeah, I would think that maybe she'd probably be better in the ring at that point. And I'm not burying Jade. I'm not saying she's horrible in the ring. She's not. She's picked it up really quick. But there are little things that like you can only get better at with time that she just does not have yet, because she doesn't have the timing yet. So but nonetheless, I thought the match was fine. Yes, it was rough at points, but it was fine. I didn't have a problem with it. I think that my only issue with it is not with the match itself. It's they kind of spoiled it before Jade even won. They showed her daughter in the crowd before the match even won.
Right there.
And I said, well, there you go. We all knew it, but
I mean, we called it, but it was like, damn.
Yeah, but I look forward to seeing what she does, and I do hope that she being Jade, pronouns pal, continues to get better. Let's continue here. Brian Pillman Jr. Faced Malachi Black. It looked like there was a botch at the end, but they cleaned it up so quickly that it didn't look bad at all. Brian Pillman slipped off the ropes, and Malachi hit Black Mass on him, or I don't know what he's calling it now, but it was called Black Mass.
Yeah.
And Malachi won. After the match, he was going to attack Julia, who's back, by the way. Julia is another person that Swole thinks will just get better with time if she had the ring time with the other girls. See how this all go? Listening, say, see how that works. But anyway, so that was the segment with Malachi and Brian Pillman. You got anything to add about that? If not, we can move on. No, okay. AEW World Championship tag team match. Okay, Jurassic Express with Christian versus the Lucha Bros with Alex. What's his last name? Abrahantes, yes. This was a very good match, as you would expect from these four. The finish saw Luchasaurus putting Phoenix through a table, and poor Phoenix landed so horribly through that table. Apparently and surprisingly did not break his arm. He only dislocated it, but still he's gonna be out.
I saw the replay of it. Unfortunately, I didn't see it
originally.
I didn't see it originally because when I saw my whole time. I'm like, oh my god, Phoenix! I'm like, what did I miss? Yeah. And then I saw the video. I was like, yeah. And luckily, it was a dislocation. Yeah. I'm glad it wasn't nothing more serious, because I thought when I saw it, I thought he broke his arm.
I thought his arm came off the bone. Like, I thought it was because it folded. Like, I can't even describe it.
It folded like. Okay, go ahead. Never mind. Go ahead. Sorry. Very disappointed. But anyway.
Okay. Nonetheless,
I'm glad. I'm glad it's not broken.
I am too.
I hope he has a speedy recovery.
About 3 months.
I've never dislocated my elbow. I don't want to.
Yeah, no.
And speedy recovery.
Yeah. Congratulations to Jurassic Express. I don't know if that was an audible. Everybody's like they called an audible. I don't know because they already had, if you notice, after the match ended, you had Santana and Ortiz in the crowd. Jericho was watching on in the crowd. They already had the talents in the crowd ready. to clap for Jurassic Express. So, which it was funny because Jericho didn't know he was on camera until he looked up.
Oh, hey!
Yeah, yeah.
It's like an intro to a sitcom.
But congratulations to Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. Well deserved for both of those guys. I mean, they worked very hard, and Jungle Boy is already being looked at as one of the future stars of the business. So
I agree.
Yeah, of course. Jungle Boy is talented. He's really good. Christian was out there as well. No Marco Stunt, which leads me to believe that Marco may be on his way out of the company soon. His boys just won the titles, and Marco Stunt, he's not injured. And he was nowhere to be seen. He hasn't been on Dark or Elevation, so I don't know. I don't know. And that was
I just want to say this. Proud and Powerful should be first.
Yeah, I agree.
I want it. I really do. Then Private Party. That's how I want it. I want Proud and Powerful. That's how I want the title lineage to go. Proud and Powerful, and then Private Party.
I could see that happening. I definitely could see that happening. And that was Dynamite on TBS, the first one. What did you think about the show?
2 count
show. Okay. I really enjoyed Brian and Paige. Really enjoyed it. Bloodbath. Brian looked like he got hard-weighed. Yeah, okay. I'll give it even with how much I enjoyed the opening match. Yeah, I give it a 2 count. It was an enjoyable show. Just wasn't like out this world like amazing, but it was enjoyable. It was enjoyable. I like the main event too.
I do too.
I'll give it an earful. I'm gonna change my.
Okay.
I'm gonna change my. Yeah, I'm gonna change my.
I'm staying where I'm at.
2 count. Okay. Yeah, I was like, I really liked it.
I'm doubling down. I'm pulling it 20 times.
All right. Let's go to SmackDown. We gotta keep going here. Let's get this off the screen here. So SmackDown opened right as we got past the signature. Tribal Chief, Universal Champion, head of the table, Roman Reigns comes out there. And he told the fans in Connecticut to acknowledge him, and they did.
They did. Of course they were.
Oh, of course. Like, you should acknowledge your tribal chief when he's in your building. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And Pat McAfee was just going crazy on commentary. Yes, our tribal chief is back. Like, Pat is great. Like, Pat is really a highlight of SmackDown. Even when there's lackluster shows, Pat is usually a highlight of the show. Actually, his first words was New England, acknowledge me. And then Brock comes out there with Paul Heyman. Brock cuts all Paul Heyman and does his own intro, which I thought was hilarious. And Paul was like, that was good.
He sounded just like him, and I think that was. I was like, okay, so where has this Brock Lesnar been? Because where has this Brock Lesnar been? Because I am enjoying, and
I am too.
I have. You know how I felt about Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying this Brock Lesnar. I'm enjoying this. I am having a lot of fun watching. It's just fun. It's fun.
It is? He's having fun. And you can tell he's finally allowing himself to have a little bit of fun. It's like, come on, Brock. Like, have a little fun. Like, it's okay. You can have a little bit of fun. Even after he won the WWE title, I don't know if you saw the clip of him going over to the fan and taking a picture with the fan. Brock would have never did that a year ago, even. So I think he's actually finally enjoying it, not taking himself too seriously, and it's showing on camera. And I think he should do more of it. It becomes an issue between Brock and Roman. Basically, Roman Reigns winds up taking a cheap shot at Brock while Brock's distracted by Paul because Paul was asking Roman, "How dare you? How could you do this to me? Like, like after everything I did for you, I'm the reason that you're the Universal Champion. I did that for you." Like Paul just going into Paul mode, which is always entertaining. And Brock's like, "Shut up, Paul." And they, as he turned his head, Roman Superman punch, and that was the segment. And I think that was the last we saw of Brock that night.
Yes.
Which
Yes.
did Brock just like get on a plane and go home, or
like, all right,
like
gotta go.
Yeah, like
shout outs to everybody. I had fun.
Right. It's been real, but I got to go. Right? All right, so we had Sami Zayn and Johnny Knoxville in the back. Sami Zayn versus, wait for it, Rick Boogs with Shinsuke Nakamura. Or as Rick Boogs says, Nakamura. Rah! I don't want to like ruin everybody's eardrums from the audio version. Why didn't you do it with me, V? It's all right. Don't worry about it. Okay. Are you not impressed by Rick Boogs?
No.
Really?
I don't care.
Wow.
I'm trying. I tried.
I like it. I like that he got it over. He got over his name.
He did. He did get it over. I just don't care.
Okay.
And when did Shinsuke last defended his Intercontinental Championship?
Yikes. Probably the same amount of time that it took Alexa Bliss to defend her Raw Women's Championship when she was champion. Okay, so let's continue here. We had Sami Zayn versus Rick Boogs. Rick Boogs gets the win, and Johnny Knoxville throws Sammy over the top rope and declares himself to be in the Royal Rumble. Charlotte comes out.
Yes.
Charlotte comes out, and then she starts talking about the Royal Rumble, right? Mm-hmm. And she's like, she shows a video package, right? And this video package announces the entrance for the Royal Rumble.
Can I please?
Yeah, go ahead, please. Yeah.
So, we have Carmella and, Naomi, who I hope wins, Shotzi, and Dana Brooke, and nobody meaner than Tamina, and Shayna Baszler, and Aaliyah Grande, and Rhea Ripley. And then
before you say
Nikki ASH.
Yeah, before you say the name, I know you want to say
Natalya. And Charlotte. Oh.
Yeah, before you say the name that I know we all wanted.
Oh no, I was saving her for last.
Okay, save her for last. Say the other names and then because I want to. Well, all right. Since I'm on it, you said Naomi. You hope she wins. I think it's a good chance. We'll get to it as we get closer to the Royal Rumble. I think it's a good chance because the person that I thought was going to win this whole thing is now out for 6 to 8 weeks, and I'm like,
yeah.
Sasha Banks, speedy recovery. We're pulling for you. We hope you get well soon. This is the worst possible outcome at a house show at that. Freak accident, a backbreaker that she's taken probably a million times. It goes back to what Joe Kim said on our show. Shout out to Joe Kim for Battle Club Wrestling. You could blow out a knee just running the ropes. You could, tear a ligament just, doing a simple back bump. And this just goes in to show you, like, this is just a freak accident, and I really hope Sasha gets better soon. But full disclosure, she was one of my picks to win the Rumble. But here we are. So, anyway.
She was also mine.
Wow.
So,
there you go.
It's unfortunate.
It is.
Speedy recovery to Sasha Banks. I hate that it happened.
Me too.
So going back to the announcement, Charlotte enters herself into it, which I guess since there's no SmackDown Women's Championship match on the card, and then
hold on, I'm saying this respectfully. What a bitch! Like, how do you put yourself? And I mean, like in a good way. Like, such a heel. And then
we get to some returning people.
Yeah.
We have Hall of Famers, the Bella Twins.
Yeah.
Okay. Michelle McCool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Kelly.
Yeah.
Come to me. I'm sorry, I had to. Summer Rae, which I was like, whoa, and went right into it with Natalya. That's how you do it.
Huh?
She went right into the beef with Natalya again.
Yeah.
So good. The Hall of Famer, the Queen of Extreme, Lita. And then the Impact Wrestling Knockouts champion, Mickie
as Pat said it on commentary.
I sat there, and she better come out the hardcore.
She's coming out.
No, she has to.
No,
fuck that.
There's no way. There's no way. She's not coming out the hardcore.
If they said the Impact Knockouts champion,
yeah,
they have to have her come out to hardcore country.
I need money. She's not coming out to hardcore country.
I need it in my life.
Oh man!
When they announced Mickie James, I think myself and all the wrestling Twitter was like, "What?"
Yeah.
And then it was like real. It's not a troll. It wasn't a work.
No.
It wasn't a rib.
No.
They said the Impact Wrestling Knockouts champion, awesome. Mickie V. James.
Yeah.
And I sat here and I was like, is this happening? So.
Oh, it's real. It's damn real.
There is a wrestling. You're not going to get this. It's like this wrestling multiverse of madness.
Hey, I saw Spider-Man. I just watched it.
And I'm sitting here like, yo, is Mickie James the Scarlet Witch? Like, is Mickie James the Scarlet Witch of wrestling? See, I told you Scarlet Witch is the doll, but that's not the point. It was like,
who's that?
Scarlet Witch is if you want to watch WandaVision, you would understand because she was the one that really kind of sort of opened up the multiverse, but that's not the point. Anyway, so I'm sitting there like, yo, Mickie James is the Scarlet Witch of wrestling because she just opened up the multiverse of wrestling, and I'm sitting there like, this is really happening. This is not a joke. Like, this is really happening. So I'm sitting there like, so. Is this a one-off thing? Did they work out some kind of deal to get Impact more views? Because granted, Impact, the best thing about Impact is the women, and it's like
they have a great overall product actually, but people.
The best part is the women. But it's like, what just happened here? I was honestly confused. I wanted to make sure that I heard Mickie James, that I rewinded live television to make sure I heard Mickie James before putting it back to live. I was like, oh, so this is really happening.
Yeah, you heard it right, pal.
So I'm shocked. I didn't expect that. And I'm interested. And I really want her to come out the hardcore country.
It's not gonna happen. But you know what? I could see Vince saying, well, we have Mickie James. We could put Mickie James in the Royal Rumble. Somebody goes, Vince, she doesn't work here anymore. Ah, damn it. What do you mean she doesn't work here? Like, Vince doesn't even remember that she doesn't even work there anymore. Where does she work? Impact. Ah, shit. I can see him. Well, all right, damn it. Let's do it. But
I guess.
Yeah, right. Well, let's be clear. She has an open contract with Impact, so she's still allowed to work NWA and some other places. But
wherever she desires.
Right. When V sent me this, I was like, and I said this. I said the Forbidden Door is actually open now, and he was like, "Is Impact the Forbidden Door?" I'm like, "Yeah." If WWE is allowing anybody that's not contracted or under a Legends deal or something like that to work, that is a current champion of another promotion, even though it's Impact, it's still another promotion, and you are addressing her as a world champion. That was very important. They said the Impact Knockouts World Champion.
That bitch is only.
Yeah.
I'm just like, Mickie James, she has the career, and part of me, I asked this question upon the Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Did she get that call, that Hall of Fame call?
I think so. I said that to my pop actually before I saw you had tweeted that. I said that she's probably going into the Hall of Fame this year, so that's probably why she's doing this, which I think it's great. And it's in Dallas.
I don't. Oh yeah, they are.
Yeah, Texas.
I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I was just shocked that they said Impact, and then they also said Mickie James. I was like,
and they also said the Knockouts World Champion. Like
they
that's
said
big.
Knockouts. Yeah, that's huge.
Right. So I can't wait. I am looking forward to this Rumble. We still have like 10 people that they didn't announce. I'm sure Alexa will be added. I'm sure.
I want it.
Yeah,
I want it.
Me too. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I would love it.
Oh, it should. It should happen at this point. For the fact that she's Knockouts champion at this point, I think she should come out the Hardcore Country. I think wrestling fans will get it. I don't. We're not stupid. I mean, they
we're
think
not,
we're
but who
stupid.
watches Impact?
Well,
and I'm being that respectfully.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I do. I watch it for the knockout.
I watched the whole show. They have a good show. The thing is just nobody is watching it. But they have a good show. I think it has to do, this isn't about Impact, but I think it has to do with the channel that they're on and the visibility.
I agree.
But let's keep going here because we've been going.
We're going for a minute, and I will get to our official predictions of who made the surprises be, or any returns, if any.
Well, I already gave mine. I think I already gave mine, but we'll see.
Any remaining spots?
There's like 10, I think, right?
I believe it's 10. So
I'm sure Alexa will be added.
Alexa.
Whoever else.
Maybe Asuka, if she's healthy.
Asuka might be a return.
I don't know if Bayley's.
She's not. I keep trying to tell people Bayley is not ready to go yet. She's not.
Maybe a Dakota.
Oh yeah, I forgot about some of people. Yeah.
And I have some surprises that I'm saving for the prediction show. That I hope will show up. Yeah.
Okay.
But that was a fun announcement. Not gonna lie.
Yes.
And then there was a match.
Yes.
Since we're on the women's side of it. There was a segment between Charlotte Flair after the announcement and Naomi.
Yeah.
Good back and forth. Charlotte asks, "What did you do to earn your spot?" Blah blah blah. Naomi slaps the dog shit out of her.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a throwback when Naomi was champion and Charlotte was on the other side of it. And they had a really, really good match.
Yeah, they did.
And of course, fucking years ago, I'm tired of what they're doing. I'm really tired of this.
I know they're trying to drag it to WrestleMania, but end it. End it.
Please, end it.
I don't care if it's on a random SmackDown. Just have Naomi beat Sonya and let's move on.
Oh, because I'm spoiler. I want Naomi to win the Rumble. And if they try to pull some shit where Sonya tries to,
Sonya's gonna screw Naomi out of the Rumble.
I'm gonna piss. I'm gonna be.
Oh man, I think you're right though. I think that's what they're gonna do. Oh man.
Now, if they have Naomi win just for her to be screwed out of it, I'm gonna be pissed.
I don't think she's at this. Now that you mention that, I don't think she's gonna win. I think Sonya's gonna screw her out of the Rumble itself. I think she's gonna Sonya's gonna enter herself in or something like that, or pull her from the floor, to the outside over the top rope or something like that. Like something dusty like that, a dusty finish. Like
I don't want Naomi's match to be her versus Sonya, the WrestleMania match.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure we're gonna get it because honestly, at this point, they dragged it. They dragged it on too much. They did.
Yeah,
they have. Because what's the payoff? If
Naomi beat her,
that's not enough at this point.
Yeah,
Naomi needs to beat the dog shit out of her.
Yeah, I agree. Unless, do you think they're working us on how long Sasha's gonna be out, just to have her surprise return? They did it with Cena, 2008, Madison Square Garden.
See, the funny thing is that the Cena moment I thought was gonna go to Bailey.
I think Bailey's like really hurt. Yeah, I think
Mm-hmm.
she's. I think she's.
Now,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I don't remember she tear her like her ACL and her MCL or something crazy like that.
I
Like
believe so. I'm not sure. I'm not too keen on
the injury.
specific injury.
Yeah,
I know it was bad.
Yeah, so I think Bailey's because I heard she's not gonna be back until like after WrestleMania. Like that's how long that because she got hurt in July, I think. July. So yeah, that would be about
almost a year.
Yeah. If she tore her ACL and her MCL, yeah, that sounds about right.
That's a long injury, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
but do you think they're gonna Cena this with Sasha? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope it's not as bad as they said it was. I don't know. Honestly.
And then think about it. What if they have her come out 30, right? Have her win the thing. If she comes out 30, she doesn't have to stay in the match that long.
That's
you know
true.
what I'm saying? Like, so it's a way because there's other girls out there. It's a way to kind of protect her. She doesn't have to take any like real bumps or anything. Yeah. So they could theoretically still do this. Theoretically. But I don't know. I guess we'll talk more about it as we get closer to the Rumble. So yes, Sonya screws Naomi out of another match. And that was that. Okay. So we get a street fight between the New Day and the Usos, and
glad you skipped something. So glad.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep going. Yeah. The Usos win again. Yeah. Again. I'm tired, but I love both teams. I'm just tired. So after the match, they show Roman Reigns in his dressing room, and somebody knocks on the door. He thinks it's Adam Pearce, and he says, "Come in." And who is it? It's Seth freaking Rollins.
Somebody pointed this out. When he knocked,
it
was the Shield theme. I didn't catch it.
Oh, I didn't even pick that.
I didn't catch
I gotta
it.
Go watch it back. Oh,
I watched it back. Yeah. It was like, do you know when he knocked it? I heard the knocking. It didn't really. It honestly didn't connect until somebody pointed it out. The whole thing was like, did you just knock using the Shield theme? I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then I watched it back. I was like, oh, okay, now I get it. Okay,
I love little Easter eggs like that. That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. And Seth just laughs as Roman's just irate in the back here.
Mad.
He's big mad, as we like to say. Like
big mad.
And that was SmackDown. Pretty loaded. Well, not loaded, but some things happened. Some things happened. What do you think about this show here?
2 count.
I'm gonna go with that as well. It was enjoyable. It was an enjoyable show. So I'll give it a 2 count. Let's keep going. We're not gonna cover Rampage tonight. What's the last? Oh, Hard to Kill. I know you wanted to talk about
Hard to Kill. I want to talk about Hard to Kill. Because Impact Wrestling put on a very, very good show, and I'm not gonna be long on this. There were some matches. There was a first ever women's Ultimate X match with Jordan Grace, Chelsea Green, Rosemary, Alicia Edwards, Lady Frost, who I love, and Tasha Steelz, also who I love. There was a lot of good spots in that match.
I gotta watch it.
Like I said, if you have not seen Hard to Kill, I suggest you watch it. I know everybody makes that joke. It's Impact. Yeah. Honestly, they put on a great show.
Yeah.
Tasha Steelz wins the Ultimate X, so she gets a future Knockouts title shot.
Yep.
There was some other matches here, such as the Countdown. Oh, the Countdown show. Jake Something versus Madman Fulton.
I dig Jake Something. I think Jake Something's talented. And
I agree.
Yeah.
There was a match with Speedball Mike Bailey, Chris Bay, Ace Austin, and Laredo Kid. I might have
Laredo Kid. Yep. All Bay, every Bay. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Bullet Club.
It was a really good. That was a really good match.
You check it out.
Mike Bailey, Speedball, defeated everyone. I'm just going through here. There was an X Division Championship match with Trey Miguel and Steve Macklin. That was also a good match. Trey Miguel retained.
Yeah.
There was a Ring of Honor Championship match. Chris Sane versus Jonathan Gresham. Gresham.
Sorry. Yep. No. Yep.
That was also a hard hitting match, and Gresham retained. There was a match between Josh Alexander versus Jonah.
Ah, yeah, my boy Bronson Reed.
That match.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out.
Holy shit! It was just so good. They're both really good. And,
they are.
Josh Alexander wins.
Yeah.
Next, there was a hardcore war with Heath.
Just Heath.
Heath Rhino. Edwards, Mack, and Swan versus the Good Brothers versus
Too Sweet
BBB.
Yeah.
And
there you go.
Anyway, Rhino, Heath, Swan, Mack, and Edwards defeated the Good Brothers in BBB. But there was some shenanigery after the match. There was some attacking going on. There was an invasion, if you will, by Matt Tavern.
Taven.
Taven, sorry.
Yeah, Taven, yeah.
Taven, that was my bad. Okay. Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, Vincent, not me, and PCO. And PCO.
I believe it.
Not me. And they just went the fuck off on winning.
I hope they beat the shit out of it. Was Maria there?
Yes, Maria was there. Okay. Maria was there.
Yeah, I know she's a part of that group.
There was some kind of Ring of Honor invaded with that. Yeah. I think it past the Forbidden Door. But anyway, Scott D'Amore put over having no knowledge of it.
I love Scott. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yo, Scott awesome.
Next, we had the Impact World Championship match. It was Matt Cardona versus Big Cass versus.
Okay. It was Matt Cardona or Mid Cardona versus W. Morrissey versus the man they call Moose.
That's what I said.
Okay. Yeah. Just want to
the only one that I remotely enjoy is Matt Cardona.
Matt Cardona, yeah. He's doing awesome heel stuff. I'll tell you that much.
The only one.
Okay.
I enjoy.
You skipped over the Impact Knockouts Championship.
Oh no, that's the main event.
Word?
Yes, that was the main event. That closed the show.
Oh my!
Yeah, I'm doing this in kind of sort of order.
See, I didn't know. I didn't watch the show, guys.
Yeah, Moose retained. Moving on. Then there was a Texas death match for the Knockouts title.
That's why.
James versus Deonna Purrazzo.
Who I love, by the way. But go ahead.
Wow. If you have not seen that match, I suggest you do so.
I gotta go find it somewhere. Like, somebody. Nah, I'm not gonna say what I would have said.
I got you.
We're not gonna say that over here.
Yeah, Mike. No. Yeah. Anyway, back to the match.
Yeah.
That match was. I was really impressed. Both women put on a fantastic performance. Yeah. Mickie James came out on top. She retained.
Yep. She's gonna
which
take
is
that
fine.
title all the way to the Rumble.
All the way to the Rumble. Hardcore country.
Not happening.
Anyway, it's happening.
Yeah.
We can make a bet on this.
All right, we'll do that off air.
Okay. So the match itself, I'm trying to be as spoiler-free as possible because Mike can't see it.
Yeah.
But the match was really good back and forth. It was hard hitting. There was some color.
Okay. I'm looking forward to seeing this now.
There was some color. Besides Mickie James. Anyway, there was some color in the match, and there was some color in the match. There was a lot of weaponry.
Okay.
There was a lot of hateration, holleration in the dancery.
Okay.
But through it all, Mickie James came out on top.
Okay.
And it was a very good main event. I'm glad that main evented. It was really, really good. And I am personally gonna give Hard to Kill a near fall.
Okay.
It is a very near fall.
What would have been a 3 count for you?
Not seamless. Anyway,
okay.
Yeah. Anyway, no, the whole show, even though the match itself was good,
yeah,
it was honestly I would have said 3 count. Honestly and truthfully, the match that I liked the least on that card was the Impact World Championship match.
Really,
it had nothing to do with the people in the part of it. It had nothing. Honestly, it had nothing to do with the people in the match. I just think the other matches that were on the card were better.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was wrestling this week, guys. And for like the last couple of weeks, I guess we kind of caught up on everything. You know, life happens. Full disclosure, you know, I did test positive for COVID, so that also like delayed us for a little bit, and you know, we just had real life things going on. So, you know, I know that the number one rule in podcasting is to stay consistent. I get it. I totally understand that. As you know, V's had other podcasts before. I have had other podcasts before.
We've done other podcasts together that we don't talk about.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
but but don't go looking for that. I don't go looking.
We've never said the name of it. They can't find it.
They can't. They'll never find us.
That's when we were young.
Right. The internet finds everything. Okay. No. Yeah. Well, the internet finds everything. But anyway, we've had other projects before, and a lot. I think one of the main reasons that we didn't we're not still with those, I guess you can say, is, well, I mean, one, people grow out of things, and two, consistency, you know, like, at least for me, I could say, like, my last, like, podcast just wasn't consistent, so we will try to be more consistent. I know sometimes we're all over the place.
Yeah, no, we are, and I guess we're human. We're not fucking robots. The fuck?
Exactly.
And sometimes we don't feel like it. Sometimes we're tired, you know, and it's not like we don't want to do the show. It's just sometimes life gets in the way, and it's just like, I want to sleep.
Yeah.
You know?
It's just mentally drained, too.
Yeah. Like, we'll try to be more consistent in 2022. We've been really consistent for the most part.
Yeah, we have.
I mean, for the most part, you know, even if we miss a week, we make up for it. Yeah. So it's not like we like this long ass show. It's not like we don't, but I think that's gonna be our podcast resolution, is to be more consistent.
I like it.
Let's maybe some things will happen soon. You don't know things. Yeah. There might be a time where we're both in the same room, maybe.
Yeah.
Recording live, maybe. It's just that, you know, life happens. We are human. We are not robots. We're not machines. Like, we're not. You like my robot? Anyway.
I did. That was pretty cool, actually.
Yeah. Anyway. But seriously, we are human, and sometimes we get tired. So we're gonna be, you know, a little bit more consistent in 2022. We'll try not to miss a week unless there's some kind of emergency happening, which is why sometimes we're not consistent on the days that we come out.
Yeah.
And I think with us kind of taking away or pulling back the specific day that we come out, it gives us more room, just in case there's a day that we want to record and then something happens and we can't, so we have to move that, or our schedules conflict and clash. Like, we are both grown adults.
Yeah.
With other things going on. So, but we'll try to be as weekly as possible.
Yep. Also this year, we're probably gonna have more guests. We'll have more content for you guys. We already working on a couple of things that me and V's already talked about. So maybe we get some more wrestlers on the show. So just stay tuned. We have some things coming up for you guys. Even when we're not here, we're still working on other things, you know, even if it's not necessarily involving the show that week, like we do get back to what we need to in terms of providing content and things like that. So thank you guys for joining us as always. Thank you for everybody that reached out to us to make sure that we're okay, that, you know, and to see what's going on with the show, because we don't do a show. We do get people that remain anonymous right now, because I don't know if they wanted me to say it, but you know, that do hit us up to see, hey, like, no show, guys.
Y'all good?
Y'all good? Right, y'all good? Like, you guys didn't have a show this week. Like, yeah, you know, we're dealing with things, but you know, we're good. Thank you for reaching out. And for those individuals, we appreciate you guys so much, because that means a lot. You know, that really does. Like, it means more than I could ever describe on this show, to see that somebody cares if we go on every week, you know, like that's really, that means a lot to me, you know? So thank you. I just want to thank you guys. And, you know, some of the people that listen every week and, you know, support every week, Ray, Jonathan, Eric, you know, a couple of the other people, Christian, and I know, tunes in, you know, just a couple of people that I can think of off the top of my head that, you know, tune in. My boy Steve, or Arku Steve, you know. So shout out to all you guys, everybody that listens to the show. Thank you guys. And that's it.
Yeah, and we're gonna be real with you. This might be the last 2-hour fucking episode of the damn show, because we record late and we got things to do in the morning. Exactly. But seriously, thank you guys all for the support over this past almost 2 years of us doing this show. 2 years coming up. Jeez. We have a toddler. Badass toddler. Badass toddler. It's my fault. But yeah, you can find us on social media. It's in the description box.
It's everywhere. Go for the pin everywhere.
Go for the goddamn pin. We are here. Wow. Missed that.
We're live, pal.
We're live, pal. Woo! Seriously, guys, thank you. And we're going to go ahead and end the show here. See you guys next week. We promise.
Next week.
See you guys next week. Thank you for coming out. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. Throwback. And we appreciate that.
And thank you for being a friend. Yeah, I know. I
think condoms, Rose. Condoms. Okay. Seriously, guys. Thank you, guys. Later.
Night, everybody.